Whenever I go to, my wife and I go to a cocktail party or something, and they're like, Jeff, what do you do? And I'm like, well, we're a freight broker. Okay, so we sort of line up the truckers and the carriers, and you spend 5 or 10 minutes, and they're like, you're a trucker, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a trucker. Yeah, it's like, well, we're not. I get tired of explaining it, right? But what we sort of facilitate the transaction. So we've got a bunch of customers who household name customers, primarily in the food business. So we work with them to sort of find the best method to haul their freight. That might be putting it on the rail via intermodal. That might be moving it LTL, which would be like a less than truckload, or it might be a truckload. So the other interesting stat that a lot of people don't realize is that 95% of all trucking companies in this country are less than 5 trucks. They see the big orange Schneider trucks and the big red CR England trucks. They see those big trucks, but they don't realize that a high majority of all the trucks are small guys. But one of the largest things from our growth here in the last 5 years has just been our tech platform. We've got 6 programmers here in-house. We've got another organization we contract with that's overseas. And we've been building out different software platforms that are working for our customers and working for our carriers. In our history, we've moved over 1 million loads. So we've got a great, just a great amount of data that we use to sort of analyze lanes and look at those for our customers and say, okay, here's the best carriers that will do this lane for a customer and at the best price and the most reliability. And people probably don't realize that Uber, the folks we use to find a car when we're in the city, they've actually entered our space. They're acting as a freight broker now, and they've come into it with that you can just put a load on an app and a carrier shows up and picks it up and everything's fine. But the majority of what our folks deal with are exceptions. When they're just, you got a pickup warehouse, you got a delivery warehouse, you got weather, you got traffic, you got PO numbers that get transcribed wrong. You got
right.
There's estimated that there's 40 to 50 potential exceptions that can happen on any one order. We've got folks that are always sort of selling and developing relationship with customers, the folks that have freight. And then we've got a whole another segment of our folks that are what we call our carrier salespeople. So they're all day long, they're working with motor carriers all day long to say, okay, where are you going to have empty trucks? What lanes do you need help with? We do see that the folks come to us with a degree like in logistics and supply chain, and that more so relates to, okay, where does Walmart want to put their distribution center to sort of maximize truck miles and things like that. Our operation more so is just sort of managing customers' freight flows. That's why we determined years ago that, hey, we just need to train people that the way that this business runs. If somebody comes in with the right mindset and the right objective on how they want to grow their career, there's a ton of opportunity. We knew early on that we weren't going to grow this business unless we trained our people. We just knew it wouldn't happen. So we invested early and quick in the training side, and we work very hard every day to recruit people. We've got 4 full-time recruiters. That's all they're doing all day long. We feel like here on the shore, we've got tons of folks on our team that are making 6 figures, and there is just the opportunity for growth is just huge. That's what gets me going every day, is just the ability to bring new people in, show them a great career, and see where the business goes. But Easton was we had been looking for a site to do that in for some time. Mr. Brennan was generous enough to talk to us about potentially purchasing that property. And the stars sort of aligned and worked out. So yeah, we're going to have about 200 seats in there. It's going to be a very nice looking building for that side of town. We have a ton of folks that actually live in Easton. So we just felt like it was the right spot for us. We could have chose elsewhere, and we had some attractive people that wanted us to move to different spots, but we just felt like that was the best spot for us. And I always tell everybody, it's like, everything you have came to you by a truck. Yeah, it might have rode on a ocean container for a while. It might have rode on the railroad for a while, but at some point it got on a truck to get to your, and that's not going to go away. It's such a good business. It's so much fun, and you can't help but be pumped up about it every day. It's just
Yeah.